My friend, we're gonna try and do a major minor arpeggio. Now, what does that mean? If you have a major chord like a D major or a major chord like an A major, they exhibit 3 notes of something called a triad. 2 of these notes are called a dyad, which means when you play a D major, 2 notes that play together like the F sharp and D make something called a major third. This feeling gives happiness, opposed to like, I don't know, minor, which feels a little melancholy. Not really into describing chords by mood or tone, but more or less how they correlate with each other on the circle fifths. Because sometimes you could play a major chord and it sounds kind of sad. Sometimes you can play a minor chord and it sounds happy. So there really is no justification behind that. That's just through the eyes of who is playing it or trying to exhibit that in the song. What we're going to talk about today is how to flow around your fretboard on a guitar and use an arpeggio. If you don't know what an arpeggio is, Google it. Or you can just use the idea of using 1, 3, and 5 and then 1 again. So if they were playing in the key of A, we're moving up and down our fretboard, being able to play 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, so on and so forth. So for a minor major, you must know what the construction is that makes it that way. Think about it in detail. If we had an A minor, we would have an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are all of the notes you have in natural minor. Natural minor is like major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, except it has a flat 3, flat 6, 7. So if we say, ah, we must take 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. With a minor major, we are kind of doing like a harmonic minor by adding in the lending or leading tone. But when we do arpeggios, we don't need all those stinking notes. We just need to have our 1, our flat 3, our 5, and our major 7. So a great way to practice that is to do it through the circle fifths. You could already see how you would start flowing around your fretboard. Again, if you don't know what the circle fifths is, Google it, or check out this channel with playlists. What I would say is try to do just the 4-note equations, 5-note equations, going up and down and add and layer. You will find that these patterns actually meet together, so you can do those all up and down your fretboard. By doing this and getting used to these patterns, you find other patterns that are the exact same. So when moving from A to D and then to G, try to find all those arpeggio patterns that move themselves up the fretboard. And the idea is to not jump around your fingers, but to have a little bit of cohesion to where your fingers are going to be placed. That way you could express yourself with 1, flat 3, 5, and 7.